people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. With their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Happening in the court.
So what is it that you are witnessing?
Well, some things that are extremely irregular. A subpoena to Sisticon and our testificana was made for the National Elections Commission, particularly one Anishas Wisa, to come and produce the copy, original copy of the framework document. That was done. The National Elections Commission pleaded with the court and the prosecution that because it's the only copy they have, can they surrender that for a photocopy to be made for the purpose for the trial to continue? The state agreed and interposed no objection. We come back this morning, the state is saying that which they agree, they don't agree again. They want the copy, the only copy of the framework document to be in their possession for the duration of this trial. And you know, the state with history of documents and omitting things and taking things from this document. So you see clearly now that they are off of mischief and there are tricks. And the worst part of it, the Solicitor General is threatening the sheriff will dismiss him because he did not serve the subpoena.
Okay.
And we wait to see that happen. As a civil servant, he cannot be treated like that because he did not serve a subpoena. He served it the other time. This time he didn't serve it, and the SG is threatening him. This is so irregular. This is the country.
So what happened? It means that Walker is not going to appear today.
Well, look, we want Ambassador Walker to appear. The state has said that he was not properly served. That their witness, we will interpose no objection. We will subject him to the cross, and that's what we're looking forward to. But again, because they are ill-prepared, they are coming up with all of these tactics to delay this trial.
All right, thank you. So let's quickly move to the Solicitor General and talk to him. He's being accused. Go.
Oh, your man.
What's
Why can't you ask me what I was going to say?
No need to ask you because we need the information for you now. We are getting different information from what the nation expected. We expected Buakai to speak today to the Liberian people, specifically input regarding what he was subpoenaed for. But we're getting different information that you are asking the framework document that is in possession of the National Elections Commission should be in the possession of the state. What is it that you want of this?
You know, the former constitutional vice president did not sign a photocopy. Do you agree with me? He signed an original document. So for him to testify, it has to be the original. Because he will raise the issue. It's the same question that was raised by Mo Ali. They have to bring the original, and the original is in the hands of the National Election Commission. They agree, the defense counsel agree with all that they should bring the original. We sent for the original. The person who is in possession of the original will ask the person. The person was not found, so the service was not made. So this morning we just called. The court has recessed 5 minutes more or less to make the person to bring the original document. Because the owner can only testify to the original document. He signed an original document. He did not sign a photocopy. He did not sign a photocopy. He did not sign a photocopy. So that's what we want.
Okay. So let's move with the solicitor. There was a little.
What is the scuffle? Where's the police doing?
But are we still going to see a Buakai testifying today?
Why not? Why not? He will. And he has come to this court to say nothing but the truth. And he's a very responsible, respectable person. He's highly respectable, and we have every reason to believe that he will give the testimony that will clearly and distinctly help the state in this case. Let me tell you, Liberians should be watchful because the United Party is being denied the opportunity to feed a candidate in Lofa on account of an agreement that
Who is denying United Party?
or the account that is being described by them as bogus. That clearly generates crisis. That is a source of crisis. The fact that one political party will say I did, or two say we did not sign, and other two say you signed, there is not a document that in itself generates a crisis. So we honor duty to ensure, and that's why those who signed the document are being brought in. After Vice President Buakai will bring Honorable Benna Ure, will bring Yombli Kanga, will bring Isaac Mana, will bring Steve Zago, will bring Darius Dillon, will bring Mo Ali. That's what we intend to do, because the whole exercise is that we are producing evidence, and we must prove, we must demonstrate to the world that what is being said, the evidence we have, people testify to the evidence. And that's why the former constitutional vice president has been brought in. So,
okay, so why you want to be in possession of this document, or you want to put it in possession
by the rules of court? The production of evidence must be in the possession of the state. At the end of the trial, then the state can surrender. At the end of the presentation of evidence, the state can surrender everything to the court. But for now, it has to be in our possession. It was the judge who asked her that since they said that was the only copy they should carry. Anytime we wanted, they would bring it. Now, I'm surprised that only one copy was filed with the National Election Commission. Okay. So, yesterday or last week when they went to go serve, initially we said he was not found. Now that he is available and I managed to talk to him, He has agreed to bring the document back so that the owner can testify to the original document that he signed rather than the photocopy.
All right, we hope to talk to you again.
Yeah, after the
chief
trial, after
progresses.
the owner testimony, and you will see the entire dynamics will change.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
so
very
much.
much. All right.
Fellow partisans, on Friday, April 29, 2022, the Supreme Court Justice in Chambers for Honor James Ethel Wodo-Colley mandated the National Elections Commission to return the controversial 2021 Constitution to our party in order to ensure its correction in line with the Farmington MOU signed by Mr. Ability and myself, and attested to by members of the National Advisory Council. The action followed a petition from Prohibition to prohibit all further activities by Mr. Ability and the National Executive Commission pursuant to.
Now we have in studio with us Martin Colley, Martin Kula. He is Martin Saye Koll. You don't need further introduction because this name has become a household name. Martin Self has the special campaign team for ADD. And so we have our life and blood. Martin K. and Kula, he will be giving us the directives. He will be driving us the reasons behind the CPP document. What is the actual truth? What is it? What is the actual truth of LP documentations, of LP constitutions? What is it? Martin Kula is here to be giving all the tete-a-tete discussions with our guests. He is no one else but Martin Kula. Martin, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello to our people, whatsoever part of the world you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is another opportunity for us. Nothing less than the truth, because the truth is what will set this country free. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm available at any point in time to come to speak, since in fact part of all of the happening in the CPP.
Martin, let us start a bit by who is Martin Kula? Many of our audience does not know who Martin Kula is. Martin Saye Koll, who he is.
Well, you mean politically or just my life? I'm a Liberian, like most of our audience who are following your show, um, and I took my time. So educational wise, I have two masters, four professional papers, including certified for examiner. So I do take interest in giving on knowledge. So until I became very basic politically, I used to teach at the various universities in the country, School of Business at SMART, uh, Institute of Management and Technology. So that is with respect to my academic. I'm a family man now, two kids, and some extended family. I run this NGO for Kula Foundation. The Kula Foundation is an academic and humanitarian NGO. We have two high schools running and one technical school running. We are involved with, we do other community projects that we engage with so many other communities, especially in the Pinsville area. We used to work in Nimba and Grand Bassa before. So that's just about me. Politically, yes, I've been involved with the Liberty Party since I began or figure on the national politics at the national level. I've never joined with Councillor Bronsky before the Liberty Party was formed. I started with Councillor Bronsky in 2003. So I've been a member of the Liberty Party since, even when I was working for the Manasseh led government. I remain, I'm the current Secretary General of the party. And like you said from the beginning of your show, I serve as the campaign manager 2 times for county that brought Senator Dillon to the Senate. I work with him as his chief of staff, helping him to make sure that he being the first product of this, work with him to strengthen his office and allow the people to believe in the CPP. As a result of our work, we saw that in 2020, the CPP people in Liberia they were with a lot of senatorial seats. So yes, this is just about me politically. I have worked to always do what is right in politics, irrespective of who you are. People who were praising me yesterday because I was on their side. For me, it's not about side. It's about doing what is right for this country and the future of this country, because I have decided all through to and a simple life so that nothing allow me to do anything out of order to survive. So I don't need uh, somebody to say I'm weak. So most of the time, even when people never, even when people don't believe in something and it is the right thing, I go for what it. I was supporting Senator Dillon in 2019, his campaign manager, when a lot of folks in the CPP at that time did not believe that Senator Dillon was the right person to become senator. I supported him. I supported against us in our party. There was a orchestration there that he should not be the candidate for the Liberty Party in 2019. We stood with him and we supported him because at that time we believed that was the
Martin,
right thing to do. Because when there were a lot of things.
you are
Yeah, go ahead.
you are a little bit sticking, and that is causing a lot of glitches into our
Sorry, I don't know why. Yeah,
yeah.
our internet here is the problem. I don't know why.
Okay.
But are
You
you
are
getting me
okay.
now?
Yeah. You okay? So as you are saying, so let me start with my first questions by me asking you. So, what happened between you and Senator Dillon? Many of our comrades and comrades does not know what really happens. Because according to your expose, you work with Senator Dillon. Other people who was in the corner that never trusted your leadership style. You delivered most rather to Senator Dillon 2 times. All of a sudden, we saw you resigning out of the office. What was the problems? Is it because after the elections, after they have elected you as SG, and then you decided to turn your pendulum to the party instead of an individual? Or what is it?
Yeah. Okay, so I will try to answer because I'm getting some break in the communication. But look, um, I left Senator Dillon in my communication, relieving me of that post. When I was informing that I was leaving, I wrote simply to say that I was leaving his office in my 6 months to other county, that I have intentions to run, that I have been engaged by our people to contest. So that was my intention for while leaving. There are other offices, but professionally, when you are resigning, and those of us who are working a lot of sector, corporate and private sector, at your resignation, and then to resign and I did. There are other things politically that may have followed. Like you can see right now, we are not on the same side politically in making Senator Yomblikanga Lawrence the sole law and gospel of our party, that anything she says is the final. I'm against that. So some of those things happen, but professionally, I wrote and said, resign. I have no interest on going into our personal duties and feelings about what we have about one another in the public. I will never do it. I have never the issue with respect to Senator DeLong, and I will remain on policy issue because that's the right thing to do. We need to teach our generation what we need to do. And at one point in time, to or maliciously to tarnish my reputation, but I go had it, things or if people believe in the fact uh, that I didn't do it and I return whatsoever trap or money for a trap that was set. But I have no intention, just denigrate him or God, because that would be going below the white belt. But I differ with him on a lot of political issues, and like I'm here, I don't have the same thoughts that he think that we should have a political institution that one person can be law and gospel, and anytime that person wake up, they can say they dissolve the executive committee. Decision in the political party should be made collectively, if not by consensus, but by votes. So, these things happen in politics. Our job, I want to see how best we can make CPP, very strong in our body politics as we prepare for 2023. There are some other issues that came about after he got re-elected for the second time. After he got re-elected, after his first election, he got re-elected. So, professional his office on a note that I was coming to contest in my district, which I'm doing now. I'm doing some work in my district. So personally, I have no issue over him. We may differ on some other issues again, or we may unite on some other issues. But as it stands, Senator Dillon is, you know, trading for our country, and I think that is not good for our democracy. So he and I differ. But in politics, enemy, and there's no permanent friends. So people change around. What you must do as a person is to live your conscience, and I only saying to Dillon. So yeah, so I resigned simply because I wanted to come to contest. There were other issues, like I said, but those issues has been,
All right, all right. Have
show is
you?
not visible,
Have, all right. I want for you to sit back and watch this clip, and after that, I will come in with my questions.
Fellow partisans, on Friday, April 29, 2022, the Supreme Court Justice in Chambers, Her Honor James Ethel Wodo-Colley, mandated the National Elections Commission to return the controversial 2021 Constitution to our party in order to ensure its correction in line with the Farmington MOU signed by Mr. Ability and myself, and attested to by members of the National Advisory Council. The action followed a petition from Prohibition to prohibit all further activities by Mr. Ability and the National Executive Commission pursuant to issues involving him and us that are being handled at the level of the National Elections Commission. To this end, we communicated with the National Elections Commission to again formally withdraw the altered constitution submitted by Mr. Ability and Mr. Martin Kula, and on yesterday, May 1, communicated with all the signatories to the Farmington MOU, including Mr. Ability, for a meeting at 9 a.m. today to ensure that the proper corrections in keeping with the MOU are made and signed for resubmission to the National Elections Commission. As the meeting was about to start, we received a text message from Mr. Ability informing us that he and his team worked with the National Elections Commission yesterday to correct and resubmit the Constitution in our absence, in fulfillment of the 72 hours mandate, which he thought expired yesterday. We informed Mr. Ability that in keeping with the Liberian Civil Procedure Law, Section 1.7, the 72 hours does not include Sunday and therefore expires today. Send him a copy of the law and encourage him and his team to attend the meeting. Also, he was informed that NEC has no jurisdiction over our corrections process, and doing it together as a party was in keeping with the mandate from the court, the NEC regulation, and the Liberty Party constitution. Up to the end of the 72 hours today, there was no response from Mr. Ability. We are pleased to announce that we have concluded the process in keeping with the mandate of the court and have resubmitted the corrected version of the Constitution in keeping with the Farmington MLU and the National Election Commission Regulation 3.4D, which states, within 10 days following the convention, a political party shall submit the commission a list of its national and local officials, including those of the National Executive Committee, indicating the political subdivision that each of them represents. Said submission shall be under the signatures of both the chairperson and Secretary General of the Convention Committee. We wish to note that Mr. Musa Ability was not the chairman of the convention and should not have signed and submitted the Constitution to the NEC, and still has no such authority to sign and resubmit after the alterations are changed to the actual versions. However, copies of the resubmitted version signed by the convention chairperson and the convention secretary general in keeping with the NEC above regulation has been sent to the office of the justice in chambers. I wish to state that as an institution that was established to play its rightful role in the building of a democratic culture with its attending benefits anchored on good governance and the observance of the rule of law, we must keep our focus on those values. We must not fall prey to the manipulation of individuals and institutions that could be promoting external agenda. Let me therefore use this occasion to call on the National Elections Commission for the unfortunate role it played and continues to play in fueling our intra-party conflict. The problem we have in LP today may not have reached this far had NEC acted properly within the scope of its rules and regulations. Wow. Today, it remains a searching question why NEC, having received the Farmington report in which the parties committed to correcting the Constitution, insisted on reorganizing the instrument as an authentic document, and why did the NEC still get involved with guiding our correction process? Apart from the NEC guidelines that clearly provides how political parties should file convention reports, the NEC rules also frown on and regard as an offense the submission of false and misleading information to it. Why did it flow with the 2021 Constitution even after the facts were made available to it? By its handling of this matter, NEC has not only proven its dishonorability and partiality in this matter, but has also raised the red flag against itself. 2023 is such a defining moment for the peace of Liberia. We will not leave it to chance. Hence, in the coming days and weeks, we will engage stakeholders from a broad spectrum of the society in the view of forming a consolidated position on the NEC as is currently constituted. Yeah. Fellow partisans and members of the public, I wish to inform you that our actions in the past several weeks and months were not about pursuing the option of a zero-sum game. With the decision from the Supreme Court, which represents a significant step in the direction of setting Liberty Party on its proper course, I am appealing to all partisans to cease all hostilities on the social and conventional media, as well as in other forms and manners. In the days to come, we will make specific actions intended to heal the party and move forward. Fellow partisans, I wish to conclude this statement by informing you that all other legal matters before the lower court remain. Pending their resolution, I again call for calm amongst our partisans. Of paramount importance, those of us who hold leadership roles must take the lead as we endeavor to bring calm to Liberty Party. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Political Leader, for giving that insightful and succinct statement. At this juncture, we encourage our friends from the media Yes, we take at most 4 questions, and we'd like to encourage you to please tie your questions to the issue.
Martin.
Yes, sir.
Martin, I
Yes, sir,
have a question here for you. Does you and Musa Belete, did you guys responded to Nyomli Kangan saying that you guys was not able to return, you guys were not able to meet with her? Did you aware, or are you aware of any text message?
I didn't get your question. Well, you are breaking.
So I'm asking you, Nyomli said that Musa texted her saying that you guys were not able to go to have the dialogue for you guys to straighten out the constitutions. Are you okay?
Yeah, okay. So I get your question now. That was not the instruction for the justice in Chima.
What was the instruction?
As a matter of fact, we went to NEC to sit and what happened in the justice in Chima of at the Supreme Court the day we went there. You know, the Supreme Court issue a citation our activities until we meet with the justice in Chimba on the day that was started. We went there. At the justice in Chima there, the instruction was given for us to go and do some confirmation with the 2021 Constitution that we have said to the justice in Chima that we have filed making those corrections. But let me give you step by step what really happened in the justice in Chima that led to her instruction.
Please do.
At the justice in Chima, Senator Kanga lawyer and Senator Kanga, along with Senator Dillon, were making some frantic effort to allow the 2021 Special National Convention. Senator Kanga lawyer, in person one Carlos Smith, woke up and said the 2021 Constitution and the 2021 Special National Convention was illegal because there's a complete political leader in Yomli Kanga Lawrence. His political leader was there, and she accepted that the person was illegal. The justice in Chima, he said, boss man, so you mean Senator Lawrence went and presided over a process and concluded it and inducted people into office and come back to me to tell me that it was illegal? The woman just trashed them. Then they attempted to bring in the Immanuel Ezango case. I think you have been following that case. Again, when they brought in the Immanuel Ezango case, the man that went and he contested and he lost. So if you are one, will you bring it to Wami? she also disgracefully just trashed that other document away. That other issue away. Then for them to insist that the Justice Inchima issue us a prohibition to halt our activity. Because remember now, we were taken to the Justice Inchima, we were taking a Supreme Court can put a prohibition on our activity. They were also denied that. Then at the conclusion of the conference, Senator Kanga attempted to say, so we retain that I tell you to go correct the 2021. So it means that, or there is no 2021. The Justice Inchima told, no, we're not going to no 2015 Constitution. I'm saying why your court will correct it. Because the Justice Inchima herself knew that what we were talking about, error, was something that meant the same. And if it testimony, so the one constitution, it was astonishing for me to see Senator Dillon as soon as we left that chamber for you to come outside and start saying something completely different as to what happened over there. They were asked for. They went to pray for a prohibition of our activity, to prohibit our activity. They were denied. They went to or say that the Special National Convention here in Ghana was illegal. The Zango case, they were denied. They went to invoke the 2015 Constitution so that we return to status quo ante. They were also denied. For me to come and see, when they denied them, they're celebrating. It was a shock for. It was mind blowing. But the Justice Inchima instructed, because after the Justice Inchima said, "You only with the Farmington or agreement," and she said yes. He said, "Musa, do you agree with the Farmington or agreement?" She said yes. He said, "Okay, but same both of you people already agree. Why are you guys not implementing it? Why are you guys not implementing it?" Then our lawyer said, "No, for us, because we had a special national convention in Ganta and we implemented it." It was at that point that the Justice Inchima said, "Okay, I gave you 72 hours. Y'all go and bring me why you guys have implemented to go and write a new constitution." Never told Senator Kanga, go and write a new constitution or go call meeting and you preserve over it and so you can correct it. No, the Justice Inchima gave that 70 draft that we informed her that Chairman Belete and his lawyer informed her that we have already done the correction. Okay. So it was about going to one night. It was National Election Commission to confirm whether that correction has been made. So for Senator Kang and Senator Dillon to keep saying that they will call meeting some correction, that was far from the Justice or Inchima's instruction.
Okay. So my next question here is that who presided over the convention in Bon County? Who presided? Who was the SG for that convention, and who presided over that convention? Is it not? Is it not? No, I come in. Is it not? Is it not? No, I come in. So
Yeah.
I want to know clearly who presided over that conventions in Bon County and who was the Secretary General, because according to your constitutions, Senator Kanga and every Darren Dillon are saying that it was the person who presided over the conventions and the SG for that convention. It is that two people who supposed to present the documentation to NEC. But you and your boss, Musa Hassan Belete, you guys went and presented. You guys were elected. Then you guys went and took on a document and presented it to NEC, which of course it was a contradictions to your own documentations. What can you say about that?
Yes, so I will answer that and then I will go to the corrections that they are talking about. It's very important our people understand and what is the hidden reason behind the whole agitation about correction. But yes, the convention was presided over by Senator Kanga. The
Okay.
convention by me, Martin Saye Koll chaired the convention. It was presided over by Senator Kanga. I chaired the convention. The secretary of that convention was James Yogi for that convention.
So it was
and
not
that
Gabriel
committee
Smith.
was not just no.
Okay.
But Jacob Smith, but Jacob Smith never actively participated or never a member of that committee. How can he be secretary? The committee was appointed by Senator Kanga and in line with our constitution.
Okay.
The presiding is different from the convention committee chair. The only committee that our constitution, the only convention our constitution is very clear on for the person who watch chair is the National Convention. But the convention, but the Special National Convention says that the political leader shall appoint the committee, the convention committee. And she appointed me as chair and James Yogi as secretary of the convention committee. So she cannot be presiding and be chair. And NEG law says of the convention committee, not our law. NEG law says the chair and the secretary of the convention committee will submit the convention committee report. Now, the convention committee constitution. The constitution is being signed by the chair and the secretary from time to time in Liberty Party. So at that time, we had the constitution. Musa Hassan Benete was the national chairman. So who's supposed to sign it? It can be Jacob Ewasti Zago, who are no longer there, who participated in our induction ceremony. That's almost 1 month after we left Banga. So how can Steve Zago and Jacob Smith sign it when we're already in authority? But the convention report must be signed by the hours and the secretary in person of James Yogi. And that's what we did. So Senator Kanga could not come to Kansan because our law said she will apply. She did. This internet is bad.
Yeah, the internet is giving us problems.
Yeah, the internet, I don't know why, but wow.
The internet is giving serious problem. First, you guys just bear with us. I mean, Martin Kula is trying to adjust himself. So let us play you while he adjusts some technical issues.
Fellow partisans, on Friday, April 29, 2020, convention chairperson and the convention secretary general, in keeping with the NEC above regulation, has been sent to the office of the justice in chambers. I wish to state that as an institution that was established to play its rightful role in the building of a democratic culture with its attending benefits anchored on good governance and the observance of the rule of law, we must keep our focus on those values. We must not fall prey to the manipulation of individuals and institutions that could be promoting external agenda. Let me therefore use this occasion to call on the National Elections Commission for the unfortunate role it played and continues to play in fueling our intra-party conflict. The problem we have in LP today may not have reached this far had NEC acted properly within the scope of its rules and regulations. Wow. Today, it remains a searching question why NEC, having received the Farmington report in which The parties committed to correcting the Constitution insisted on reorganizing the instrument as an authentic document, and why did the NEC still get involved with guiding our correction process? Apart from the NEC guidelines that clearly provides how political parties should file convention reports, the NEC rules also frown on and regard as an offense the submission of false and misleading information to it. Why did it flow with the 2021 Constitution even after the facts were made available to it? By its handling of this matter, NEC has not only proven its dishonorability and partiality in this matter, but has also raised the red flag against itself. 2023 is such a defining moment for the peace of Liberia. We will not leave it to chance. Hence, in the coming days and weeks, we will engage stakeholders from a broad spectrum of the society in the view of forming a consolidated position on the NEC as is currently constituted.
Yeah.
Fellow partisans and members of the public, I wish to inform you that our actions in the past several weeks and months were not about pursuing the option of a zero-sum game. With the decision from the Supreme Court, which represents a significant step in the direction of setting Liberty Party on its proper course, I am appealing to all partisans to cease all hostilities on the social and conventional media, as well as in other forms and manners. In the days to come, we will make specific actions intended to heal the party and move forward. Fellow partisans, I wish to conclude this statement by informing you that all other legal matters before the lower court remain, pending their resolution.
Yeah, Martin, you know, as we are still having understand this issue, is Nyomli Kanga and Darren Zidane still suspended?
Of No, they are not suspended. What we went for to the Supreme Court had nothing to do with their due payment.
No, I know,
It has nothing to do with their
I know. But
Yeah.
I'm just asking you that question because you are the custodians of our
So
document.
honor our laws, I mean, all having issues. Yeah, all have issues, but we were paying our due. So that will not stop you from paying our due to the party. In fact, the due issue came about, the whole issue started, so they should pay their dues. They have been wanting everybody since we left Banga. So they are expelled from their position. They no longer hold their position in the and so they remain expelled from their position. They are members of the party, but they remain expelled from their position. That's what the law say. If you read our laws, that's what it say. Article
So
9
okay.
of the law on that.
Okay, you want to before we go to the phone line, you want to mention about the CP framework documentations issues before we go to our phone lines.
Yeah, so the internet kind of
The
stuff.
internet,
But
let me say something. It kind of giving hard time.
Yeah, it kind of buy it, but let me say something briefly of Constitution. The crisis in the Liberty Party has not been, especially coming from Yombly and Dillon, had never been about honesty and trying to promote self-aggrandizement, trying to certify one personal interest. The entire fight in the Liberty Party will come to an end to the 2015 Constitution, or we insert the clause in the 2021 Constitution that says Yombly Kanga has absolute power to dissolve the executive. And my brother, and all of us that are listening, how can we practice that kind of democracy in this age and time? How can we criticize other people? We castigate them, we cast expectations, and then in our own backyard, we want to promote something like that. This is some of the reason why These are some of the policy difference that separated Senator Dillon and I. He won that Senator Kanga is law and gospel, and she then what are we doing there? What am I doing there as Secretary General? It was against that backdrop. I saw that Mr. Belete, who is now the acting political leader, was inconsistent with consistent with the law. Because he was working consistent with the law, so we work along with him to ensure that we protect. Let me talk about the correction so that people can really see that there is a hidden agenda on the entire fight. There are two corrections that came out of Farmington. First of all, was a lie that was told by my friend and brother Senator Dillon. He lied that he made a proposition to say that all of Senator Kanga power, the power of the political leader, especially the one that gave her the right to dissolve the executive committee at any point in time. Now, what took us to Farmington? When we went to Farmington, we discovered a attempt to cover their shame. They have to clinch to two things that is basically insignificant. For example, there are two corrections that we made done. Says under the political leader, say the neck in consultation and collaboration with the political leadership, blah 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 blah. Then we found out from the video evidence from the political leader in consultation with the neck, in consultation and collaboration with the neck, blah blah blah. It's the same Martin in consultation with you. We do this with what Martin will do. It means the same. It means that none of you can do it with one another. Whether you put the other person first or you put the other person second. So I don't know why is this sufficient to teach? Because when you even talking about changes now, because you are hiding and knowing that what you said that you didn't do it, and so you want to click on it, and this thing that you are using to tear the neck in collaboration and consultation with the political leadership, 1, 2, 3. Then the political leader in collaboration and consultation with the next 1, 2, 3. It means the same. Under the chairmanship, it said the chairman, in the absence of the political leader, shall be the political leader. Then we found out from the Farmington video review to say that political leader to be the political leader. Look, in anything, you will only act as chairman or be the political leader in the absence of the political leader. Whether the chairman shall act as political leader, it means virtually no different, because you can only be political leader in the absence of the political leader. This is the two reasons for which few persons in a party to damage the entire party, and you expect for a guy like me to support them. So I told them, no, this is infinite testimony. The first thing I found out that you lied, that you proposed or you made a motion to restore all the political leader power. And when we went to go find out, that was lie. So you want to have behind something that is very infinite testimony correction. In the name of peace, in the name of going forward, we accept it and we took it to the convention and we include that, because whether you include it or you don't include it, it have changed nothing in the 2021. Supreme Court itself have upheld the 2021 Constitution. Nobody have issue with Senator Dillon and Senator Kanga or the other people, because when you can't, you abide by the 2021 Constitution. That the reason for which these people are tearing the Liberty Party apart, destroying Councilor Bronski's legacy, is so insignificant and infinitesimal. It has nothing to do with what it is to give one person absolute power, so that the person can wake up one soon morning from a house in Buchanan and say, I dissolve the executive committee. That's something that I cannot accept. About the CPP, they have a spare over to the word CPP. The entire issue in the LP has a spare over to the CPP. Remember, I just made up about a group that was called the core group, and that core group was mainly intended for us to work together and see the best that we can do to keep everybody. Because at the beginning of the CPP, we were suspicious about one another, but we're more suspicious about Mr. Cummings. And I'm speaking honestly on the show. The UP, ALP, LP, we came together and we gave out to us say that look, Mr. Cummings will leave the CPP here one day. So let's organize ourselves. Let's make sure that it was the product of that group. One of the major products was the 8.5.2 that everybody talking about today. So it did not come from Mr. Cummings or from the CPP. In the very beginning, when we started the entire CPP thing, people was
Why?
so at the very beginning when we started, the people were kind of like jittering, protecting their own political party. But then UP, ALP, and then LP said, but we can work together and they may just work together. That's how we established that core group. And that core group, one of the major outcomes was that 8.52. And it came into the document after the four-party. There was a job clause in the first framework document. There was a job clause. That job clause got a negative feedback from the public. After that feedback came as an institution, we agreed to invite lawyers to review the CPP document. When those lawyers came in to review the CPP document, we saw it as an opportunity to get into that document and mean it, the idea of Liberty Party, Unity Party, and our ALP. And Mr. Cummings was chair of the CPP at that time. So when they went through it, he never had issue with it, and he agreed. And all of us thought it was a good opportunity to hold everybody together, because what we put there will affect Liberty Party. If Liberty Party leaves, affect UP. If UP leaves, it will affect ANC. If they leave, it will affect ALP. So for today, for us to be pushing this on Mr. Cummings is sad and it's a shame, because we brought that, or some of us thought that it was in good faith, because the people of Liberia see CPP as the only vehicle.
Okay. So let's go to our phone line. Let's take some call. Keep your call coming on 215-824-8124 or 215-266-6509. Let's take our first caller. Caller, you have to reduce your receiver. You have to reduce your receiver or walk away from your receiver. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just shut it down. This is Alfred Dennis-Towa II, and I speak to you from South Korea.
Go ahead.
And let me say good afternoon to my big brother Martin Saye Koll. I listened to him well, but I have a few questions. Number one, Martin, with the ongoing rigmarole, do you people understand the impact it has on the opposition as well? That's one. Number two, I'm hearing a lot of confessions from you concerning this. Do you really think that is there a future for the opposition come 2023, or do you also consider or think that indeed there can be a united opposition, including ANC and Unity Party come 2023? Thank you.
Thank you. Keep your call coming out on 215-266-6509. The number are painted right up here. As you are watching the show, the number are painted right up here. The number is passing slow motion. The number is painted so you can be able to answer the call. Love take another caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling on from?
Yeah, my name is Louis Johnson, and I'm calling from Philadelphia, Bristol, in the Bristol area.
Louis, go ahead.
Yeah, I got Louis Johnson.
Louis, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I got a few questions for Mountain.
Okay.
After I heard him, see what he had to say. Good afternoon, Mountain. My first question had to do with the issue from the justice in chamber.
Okay.
Was you guys told to go to NEC as a political party to withdraw this document and work together in line with the Farmington Agreement? That's one. Number two, it has to do with, do you know, by changing T to the letter T to the letter F, without agreement of every party that was signature to a document, it's an alteration?
All right. Let's take another more call. Let's take Sam. Sam here. Let's take Sam. Let's call Sam. All right. Martin, you can respond to those two quarters. Keep your call coming.
So the first caller asked about the possibility for working one. I want a united CPP. I am saying this from my heart. One of the reasons why I'm exposing some of the things that I'm exposing, because I'm getting fed up with some of our friends who we started pretending, and I see that all what they are doing will not benefit us. If Mr. Cummings and Mr. Boyka fight one another, it's not going to benefit us. So people who are aiding and debating the kind of fight, I'm not interested. At a CPP, that's the only way. Look, let me tell partisans of the Unity Party, Joseph Yima Boyka, His Excellency, was the sitting 17 when he ran for the presidency. I supported him second round, though, for the record. I supported him second round when he ran for the presidency. He was the sitting vice president with a lot of privileges, access to a lot of resources. He alone, Unity Party alone, could not win. It took a coalition in CDC, Mr. Tyler's party, and MPP to win. It will only take an alliance or a coalition for us to win. This is why I'm not interested in people who think that Unity Party should withdraw. Position has been counted and torn. Whatsoever thing happen, we should stay in our CPP for the good of our people, and people should put aside their ego in us working together. I'm only hoping that our leaders who are listening to our people, they can listen to some of us to make sure that the CPP holds.
All right. We have,
or the second thing, the justice at the Supreme Court never asked us to withdraw any constitution. Like I said, when we were given 72 hours after Chairman Billity said, we have done, let the neck bring the copy and the corrected copy that you people did, and also bring it. So Justice Wolokoli asked us to submit and say that they're going to correct copy. Now one person can withdraw constitution. Next have told say the Kanga that or she alone. If as a matter of what fact that constitution can be and withdrawn totally challenged, successfully legally challenged in a court of competent or in a jurisdiction. What we went for was a conference. It was not a hearing or something that was legally in 2021 never came on a question. And the Supreme Court uphold the 2021 Constitution. So how can you withdraw it? It is all the justice that we have done the correction. Bring it to me within 72 hours, and where we are.
okay. So we have Sam here on the line. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, Ebi, I will tell you something, eh?
Tell me,
if I have a platform, I will not go to people like Martin. Martin laughs too much. It's unfortunate that young men and the people like Martin that we think will be the ones making changes for the next generation are the ones creating more problems for the next generation. He just entangles himself. He said Yombly is suspended, but he's telling us here that the Supreme Court said Yombly and what's his name, Billity should go to the NE and replace those clauses that they got issue with, that they agree upon in the Flemington Hotel. Now, if the Supreme Court recognized Yombly to be a political leader, to go and law mutability as the chairman, to go and reinstate the clause. How are you telling us now that Yombly is suspended? That's question number one. Question number two. The Supreme Court asked both parties to go to withdraw the document for NEP and insert those clauses that you guys took out. Why one party went and did it and not the both parties? Then my third question has to do with the CPP document. It's your claim you made yesterday on 50-50, and you keep saying the same thing now, that you guys plotted against ANC, which is Mr. Cummings. If that is the question, why is it that Mr. Cummings did not complain about this clause? It was the same ANC that exposed it. It was the same ANC that then saying this is cosmetic changes, this is Hamlet changes, this is whatever era they call it, and they're going on and on. Now, if you're saying this is against if it was against NEC, so fair enough, that means this is against the Constitution. Are you saying now we can hold you now and sue you for for putting something in the CPP framework document that was not agreed upon by all parties? Are you saying that now you're ready now to go to court and face the consequences for that because you just admitting to a crime against Mr. Cummings? That's what you're admitting to now. And then the last thing I want to say to Martin Kula, the more you guys pull and hold this Liberty Party thing, the more you guys destroy yourself. You guys have erred from the beginning. If you are doing everything in the wrong direction, we are not stupid. We follow everything that happens in that place. You guys keep changing the goalpost every single time. Every time you guys change the goalpost, it's really unfair to the party. It's really unfair. I tell you this, my brother, I never joined Liberty Party until you guys started the Hurubalu. I'm being honest with you. You guys discouraged a lot of people that don't even want to hear the name called Liberty Party anymore. It's really unfortunate that a young man like you will sit and allow yourself to be used only because you want to be used, because you know the reason that you are being used. It's really unfortunate, my brother Martin. So stop lying to us. We are not kids here, okay? We know the truth.
Thank you.
We are not kids.
Thank you. We have another caller here on the line. Caller, what is her name? No, I will give you a chance, Martin. I will give you a chance.
I mean, since he did not speak to the one issue and he directly attacked
Good morning, Eddie. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And you?
Personality, so I wanted to
argue. Well. My first question go to Martin. Whatever the last name is. I want him to tell us, was he on the tape regarding comments giving them money and 5,000 to all the respective country leadership of ALP when they had a indoor meeting to go to what we call it, to Nima country with a motorbike to get free motorbikes? Number two, I want him to tell me how he feels being in the opposition and having the kind of trouble on their head. What leadership role is he playing to tell the Liberians that they should trust him to even be a leader in his quarter? I'm not talking about being a leader for the place that the district that he's thinking of running.
Yeah, hold on.
Let him tell us how he feels and why he's going to be a leader with this kind of saga on his head. Number three.
Thank you.
I just want to let me make the statement, please, AB. Just a statement now, please. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Mr. Martin Kula, you see, you are not honest to yourself. This is what Liberia is going behind.
Okay.
If you think of the liberty.
I cannot allow that to occur on my show. Cora, what is the name and where are you calling out from?
Oh, I'm Richard Hardy Jr. calling from Italy.
Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask the former SG few questions.
Why you call the former SG? He is the current SG. Why you call the former SG?
Okay, I want to ask Martin Kula a question from the show.
Okay.
I want to know if we talk about those people are behaving for their self-interest, why can't you say as Martin Kula about your fraction having an MOU with Kumni of dividing a government position when it comes to power, especially Musa being a VP to Mr. Kumni, without the consent of the political leader and other stakeholders in the party? And my following question is, Which side did the NEC hold the document from? Since both sides submitted the document to NEC. And my next question, do you, as Martin Kula and Musa Belete, have a political capital for the Liberty Party to submit?
Thank
And
you.
besides that, this guy does not no way fit to be
Okay.
as SG for a political party.
Okay.
Where
Okay. Who cannot take that? Kora, what is the name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Eddie, my name is Kenneth Harris. I'm calling you from Seattle, Washington.
Go ahead.
Right. I listen to the young man in there just like me when we all just hopefully I'm sure that he started to follow Liberia politics just at the time of Eddie Johnson said it, or maybe when Charles said of leaving power.
Okay.
And from that time on to today's date, before the 2017 election, I didn't hear anything about Alexander Cummings. I didn't know much about him. I know a lot of people in Liberia who are involved into Liberia politics who are always fighting. Like I do support Tewon Gogdo for now. While we're here as a young man, what he came up with a decision to go and support Alexander Cummings, who was a stranger in Liberia politics? Is it because Alexander Cummings had a lot of money to offer them?
Okay.
That is one of my questions. And then the next thing I want to ask you again is that if from all of the things that you talk about concerning the document, Unity Party, they all agree, they all were planning, all sort of things. Now, if Unity Party and that Benenda US Party decided to leave the CPP, why is it that the Alexander Cummings and his team, like the Liberty Party, you couldn't just accept it and move on? But instead, you kept bringing a lot of argument that today, that Unity Party is trying to feed a candidate, and you decided to take that to a court. Why you just couldn't just avoid them? You know that if you are a professional, you have so much good people. Why you still decide to go after them? Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll go to Martin Kula. Martin Kula addressed the case. Right now, what Makoro have just made. We having tons of Koro here, but I will keep them on hold and listen to you to address the concern and the qualm that our brother have just asked.
So yeah, thank you. Look, the first caller are the people who are very dangerous to our body politics. So if we are speaking on issues here, you leave to the guest personality and you start attacking me. I don't know him. I don't know whether he knows me. I mean, he left the issue completely, and so for me, very dishonest about what they do. You know, I'm not responsible for his lack of information, and I'm not responsible if he doesn't listen well, because I say what I say. This issue attack my personality, you know, and it's something, you know, that is so disappointing for one me. You know, these are folks, they are for a particular party, or they are tribalists, or they are tribal member for a particular person. And so anything that happen, they have a close ear to what anybody says, so they will just go by what the person say. These are, I mean, those are some of the people that are troubling our country. The first caller is very dangerous to this country, attacking me and doing this. So I will not respond to him. I mean, all that he said was also trash, you know. But the second caller asks, you know, about the playing. You know, listen, if some of us were not playing this leadership role, we will not be where we are. It is because of the leadership role that we are playing. We are where we are. Just said it right. He said, why am I supporting Mr. Cummings? So it means that when I support Ambassador Burke and everything, all right. Most of the people who will call, they will call because they are supporting, they are supporting Mr. Cummings. And once you say something that is clear and very objective, but because they are supporting Ambassador Burke, then they will either insult you supporting Mr. Cummings, then they will insult you or they will leave the issue. These are people who are troubling our democracy. I have never said at any point in time that the Supreme Court also, if you be told, people should remember, Senator Kanga has said so many lies. This is the same woman who some time back said that she had withdrawn the Constitution and she had notified the Executive Committee. The same woman is still believing it. And because you support somebody that she support, or because you, support her, then you come to attack me. And the last caller said, why are you supporting him? Your candidate. So everything that I say will be like, so people that I don't answer it. Once somebody asking question and they asking questions so that they can understand, or they asking questions so that they can get claimed for. You can be supporting Ambassador Bweka, you can still ask objective question. And most people think that some of us, we are doing it because of our money. I contested in 2017. I didn't win the election. Nothing happened to me. I met Senator Delon with no money. No money. I'm on record. So some of you people who think that we are, I didn't go. So why am I going to Mr. Cummings? He said that Delon did not give me a dime. As a matter of how far he made public or his account, it was $2.50 US. And he has not given me a dime, anything. So for somebody to be saying, or because I'm not supporting or Ambassador Bweka, so I'm the one spoiling. Somebody from our ANC can also come out to and say the diaspora there, you in America there, because you are playing politics with tribe, you are playing politics and with religion, you are the one destroying us. Just stop this kind of thing and let's be objective in this country. True. Not because I'm not supporting your side, so I'm the bad guy. No. And it is so dangerous for somebody to say
all the local kind of thing you're talking. You know what?
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm still on Martin Kula. Say Martin Kula, go ahead.
You know, and I to go into all that the justice in Wachima told us to
want a strong hold in local country because they want to go after they want to give the mountain.
Again, at no point in time did the justice in chamber told us to withdraw any constitution. She told us after we have said to her, those who are listening, please listen, that we have done the correction. She said, okay, bring the corrected copy in 72 hours and I will ask NEC to also bring it. But you people should be present at NEC to see what NEC is bringing. That was it in the Kanga. Darius Delon will go sit down somewhere. Then they say that they call up for a meeting when they are already expelled. I did not say that they are suspended institution, they are expelled. So we should not follow our laws. Our law requires that you pay due. If you pay due, you should be suspended. And when you refuse after 90 days, we shall want to run this country. Those fanatics of the UP that are in the diaspora, how can we want to run this country and you guys are telling that we should not follow laws?
Okay.
At no point in time, so that we can get after Mr. Cummings. I said the three political parties were more suspicious. It was not about me personally. Somebody said whether they can me to work code. Look, anywhere. Do we not have the work code group? We have the core group that is existing. Mo Ali was a member of that group. Wemope was a member of that group. Momo Samoda was a member of that group. These people were all part of that core group. So how you want to be blind to all of that? You want to be blind to all of that, and then say, we should stop the dishonesty. Yes, okay. I support Mr. Cummings, but I have no issue with you who are supporting Mr. Bweka or Sonny. What I'm caused to unite, and even if that uniting will cost me my district, I will say it.
Okay, we have a few callers here. Pastor Charles Ako, go ahead.
Thank you, Abraham. Martin, how are you, sir?
Yeah, how are you,
I
brother?
just want to ask a question, just one simple question. I believe 100% you're a young guy with integrity, and you keep talking about transparency and integrity, and I believe you, everything you have said. But there's a question. Mr. Martin, if you heard that Charles Aku, forget about the pastor, oh yeah, you're a pastor. The pastor called Charles Aku is a criminal. He can steal, he can lie. Mr. Kula, will you still be friendly with Pastor Charles, or will you be in company with Pastor Charles with all the tinted character? And will you be proud to make business with Pastor Charles with all the character, bad character around Mr. Charles? I could forget about the pastor, man. Well, I heard you saying integrity, transparency, and I believe you. But this what front of me. I'm not partisan. I just speak to the point, to the point of God, because what we are going through in Liberia today, we only need the fear of God. And when we have the fear of God, I believe 100% we will have a better Liberia tomorrow. So my question again, if you want me to repeat it, if Charles Aku is a criminal, he can lie, he can rape, he has all the bad character. Kula, as a young man, will you make business with Charles and be partner with Charles Aku anywhere in the world?
Thank you.
And be proud to say it?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We have our next caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Kamara, good morning, sir.
Kenneth Harris.
No, Papa, hold on. I'm talking to Kenneth Harris. Kenneth Harris, go ahead.
Right. I would like to pose a direct question to the fellow in there.
He is called Martin Kula.
Okay, Martin Kula. I want to know, and I want you to please respond to the question. You support Arizona Cummings. I agree with you that is your right. Now, if the CPP if the Liberty Party and the ANC decided not to go after them and just move on, could they still affect them today, or it could just move the Liberty Party and the ANC on the other side, and that of the Unity Party and the ANC to move away? So what was the best way we're all going to code that they could solve the problem? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Papa, go ahead.
Mr. Kamara, good morning very much, sir, for this informative program.
Okay.
Let me tell you what behind the Lofa County thing here. Our boys are sitting down here, women, they all get PhD, but they're not paying attention to what's going on in their country. It's going to look like Nima County. All the educated boys are in Nima County. They also in Charlotte and Atlanta. What's going on in their country with their mountain, they're not paying attention. Those guys want to have a stronghold on Lofa County so that they can sell that Wolagizi Mountain. That the Wolagizi Mountain they want to go after in their second term. We are sitting down here, Lofa citizens, we're not paying attention. When they get more people in the legislature that they can control, they will go after the Wolagizi Mountain.
Okay. Thank you.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what CDC is after. They're going to sell Wolagizi Mountain when they don't even know what is in Wolagizi Mountain. That has stupid Liberians' eye. Thank you.
Thank you. Pastor Mo, go ahead. Pastor Mo?
Hey, how you doing?
No, I'm doing good, but I'm talking to Pastor Mo. You hold on. I'm talking to Pastor Mo. Pastor Mo, go ahead.
All right.
Hello, Pastor Mo? Hello?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're live.
Yeah, I'm a former mute and our monitor on the monitor, but I just lower it. I want to say thank you to you all for the wonderful show this morning. I want to say good morning to Mr. Martin Kula there. in Liberia. It is a pleasure to have you on. It is an honor to also speak to you this morning. I have few concerns. My first concern is, as a public servant and that is vying for position and running a political party, you don't restrict people how to ask you a question. So if you don't have an answer for the person that asks you a question, just pass by it, but don't say, I can't answer this question. If you can't answer that question, that means you have a motive. So you can't be personal when it comes to political issues. You have to be able to answer the question. This is my question to you, Honorable Kula. 2 audio leak video came out. One had to do with Musa Belete planning along with the various counties chairmen on who to vote for and how to vote, and positions within the ANC and the Liberty Party is going to be distributed. Also in our leak video, in our leak audio, we heard about motorbike being distributed by a political party and the leader, and how you all are going to vote and how positions are going to be divided. I want you to please elaborate on that audio and what you think of that audio. The next one had to do with another audio that came out with Musa Belete talking along or having a deep conversation with the presidential aide. You know his name, Carrasco. What is your take on that? And what the dangers that lies ahead? If there is no danger that lies ahead, please explain to us as Liberians. And one thing I want you to know, sir, every one of us that live in the United States, not because we are opportune to be here, so you will push us aside like we don't have any saying in Liberian politics. No, we have a saying. Why? Because if the nation go forward, we benefit. If the nation do not go forward, we feel the pain and we feel the hurt. Thank you very much. And I will say this before I leave. You have the right to support anybody of your choice. No one has the right to tell you who to vote for or who to run campaign for. But I think you owe this to the Liberian people. Can you please elaborate on that, sir? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take 2 more calls, then we'll go to Martin Kula. Kora, what is your name and where are you calling out from?
Oh, you talking to me right now?
Yeah,
Cornelius Reeves.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Cornelius Reeves calling you from Houston, Texas.
Go ahead, calling us.
Yeah, concerning the we got a public perception about Musa being a government operator, Musa Belete. Okay, let's not go by that, but as a chairman for Liberty Party and in the opposition, with all that is going on within the government, I just want to ask Martin, can Belete not issue a single statement against the government, or is he just going along as everything is going on fine within the government? Just that question. I'm done. Bye.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Let us be able to take another more caller here. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling out from? Caller, what is the name and where are you calling out from? Caller, calling from 2381.
Hi, Mr. Kamara, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing quite okay. Is this my friend and brother?
Yeah,
Francis
calling from Toronto, Canada.
Francis, go ahead.
Thank you. Like, I just wanted to ask Martin Colley, Saye Koll. And what's your occupation? What's your profession? What's your profession, first of all? Second, what role are you playing in the Liberty Party? Are you an advisor to Musa Belete or advisor to Comey? What are some of the political experience you bring to the Liberty Party, you as an individual, to make a decision for the Liberty Party? 2, what are your saying by Comey proposing to be how do you call it? Musa Belete to be a vice president for Comey? Is there agreement that you were part of Martin Saye Koll? Martin, did you know anything about that? Can you tell the Liberian people what agreement you and these guys they went through Musa Belete? Is it true that Comey wanted for Musa Belete to be vice president in the country? Thank you.
Okay, Martin, we'll turn the panel on to you for you to respond to all of these questions.
Yeah, yeah, and I just hope that our internet, Sonny. But great questions, and let me tell the Reverend who spoke. I was not saying that I will not answer him. I was saying that I will not respond to his insult to what because he left the entire issue and came to attack my personality. But as a politician, I don't keep grudge. Like I told you, Senator Dillon and myself, who have been a long time friend, and issue that we differ on, I will say I will also call it on him. Not that because somebody does not support your side or your candidate, it means that we are enemies. On the white show, then you should leave reasoning and objectivity and attack the personality. Then I will respond to you in similar manner to I tell you that I will not answer insult because so I don't answer insult. That's what I was saying, Reverend. But I will never refuse to answer a question, that somebody ask me, irrespective of or ask that question, especially when you have to do with the topic under discussion. But if you insult me, I can't go by insulting you, and I think that what he what did, so I'd answer that, and I will not waste my energy on doing that. But to your question about or about if you get somebody person is being called or what criminal and so on, it depends. You see, Remy, most of the people and to the people in the world diaspora, most of the people who are casting expression on Mr. Billy, who few years ago, when all of these allegations were on Mr. Billy, they were all working with Mr. Billy. Some of you people support Senator Yomdi Kangare. Some of you people support Long. Some of you people support the very people who, when the people was alleging that Musa Benete was XYZ, they were doing business with him. He was buying action. He was paying their husband. There are records of what and they cannot deny it. They cannot deny it. They say the Kanga that you sponsored today, the person who 100% supported at that time, there were issues about the FIFA allegation, and at that time there were all kind of court issue, but they knew they were truth. And you in the diaspora too, I expect that you will know they were truth. When there's an allegation on you, and that allegation has never been concluded in a court of competent jurisdiction, it remains an allegation. Stole something, or that, or AB, or did something. So we should just conclude and just disassociate ourselves from our AB. I think that is wrong. And Senator DeLon knew this truth. This is why even when there were allegations about FIFA issue or instability, they were still associating and they were benefiting from the same instability. So, Remy, are you ready? Just because somebody say that you were stole, I must know the facts. If it is established that you are a criminal, yes, then I will not associate.
Thank you.
No decent person should. Stability is a decent man. I have worked with him for some time. I know that he's a decent man. And I know, like Senator Dillon and Senator Kanga and their legs knew before that all they think on Mr. Ability, when somebody put allegation on you, especially those of us that are in the political business, people will come up with a whole lot of allegation and a whole lot of accusation. So I'm not tolerating that. Somebody said, what is the best way to solve this CPP problem? Look, the best way is for us to come together and swallow the bitter pills and remain very democratic in our approach. We agree on what we all agree on. I don't think the clause that hold us together was a bad plan. It was something meant to keep the CPP together. And the diaspora who are supporting the separation of the CPP, you are not only selfish, but you are acting very bad to our country because no one party, Joseph worker alone will not win. So no one party going to win. So those of you who are supporting UP separation and ALP separation from our CPP, you are acting dangerously against. And let me tell you why. Because I know for sure that if one party would have won this election, then His Excellency, because he was popular, he was a certain vice president, he did not win. Of course. So people should start supporting. No, CPP have a whole lot of challenges. There's my own disappointment. For those of you who are UPS, and I can understand when you are some people, they are able to separate the fanatic of the institution to an objective person. I can understand that. But CPP have been having a lot of crises, and I'm in Liberty Party. During Mr. we were going for the 15th senatorial seat. It was a serious tension in CPP. All the four parties wanted to get more. Mr. Cummings have to sign and make a public declaration to say that he will not support that woman and he will support CPP Kennedy. Mr. Cummings have to do the same thing in sacrifice AFC interest. Mr. Cummings have to do the same thing in Grand Cayman County with the now Senator Simeon Taylor. At that time, he was denied. They were CPP taking it and will give Madam Fabla. She ran on the CPP ticket. So Mr. Cummings have been making some sacrifices. CPP have been having crass idea about the CPP Frame and those of you who are supporting the kind of separation, you are not doing well because we will not win. So your whole interest is to help us under the kind of governance system here. So I who talking, you who say that are part of the white crisis, I say I agree, but let's come together. We can solve it. Let's document. The framework document says that we must go for primary if consensus is not met. Look, let me tell you the level of selfishness that is in CPP. The CPP have three was selecting a candidate. The first step is consensus being. The consensus being was among just the four standard bearer, the four or political leaders. See, just among four persons, they could not agree. And that time period elapsed. Can you imagine that? Is that not selfishness? Four persons wants to be standard bearer. One of them had just gotten senator for 9 years. But selfishness and greed took over. That those four persons, they could not even agree. So one of them becoming vice standard bearer. They could not agree. So they go to our primary now, then the other party say no and withdrawing. And some people are supporting that. So are you also saying that the procedure leading to getting a standard bearer, it was also tampered with? I mean, how can people be so disingenuous?
Okay.
There were days. Document was never tampered with. It is an attempt to dash the hopes of the Liberian people. Because if Ambassador Boyka goes alone, he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
If Mr. Cummings go, he will not go anywhere. No one party can win. Just stop separating us. Some of you people, when you people feel you are accusing us that we want to divide CPP. That I am in support of a united CPP, and you are saying that we should just let everybody go. No, that was not the contract. The contract was we will stay in CPP. And if you leave, you will not run on your party ticket because that's what the contract say, so that it can force all of us to stay in the CPP. Then you want for Ambassador Boyka to go. If he goes alone, can he win? No. So what do we want? What do we want? I beg you, people, especially those folks in the diaspora, let's help to make this thing to our work. And your voice is important. We cannot do with all the diaspora people. I know that because in the Dillon election, know the level of influence, the level of support that we got from the white diaspora. So if you begin to change your mindset and channel your mindset towards uniting the white center rather than being an ANC person or a Unity Party person so that we can divide CPP.
Thank you. We have Lofa Julius on the line. Lofa, go ahead.
AB, thanks for the opportunity. Good morning, Mr. Kula in studio. You know, I really don't have question for Martin. I really just have a response to these self-proclaimed men of God and pastors running around here claiming to running around with these titles. The level of hypocrisy among us is unbelievable. I don't know how God can still have some kind of watchful eyes on that nation, Liberia. Last year, all of us sat here knowing that Musa Hassan Benedi had all of these dirt on him. Yet and still he was tied to Darius DeLon. Why is it that we did not tell Musa Hassan Benedi to stay away from DeLon? Because we did not want him to be a part of the entire process. We needed the light and somebody clean. Today, now that Musa Hassan Benedi and DeLon are not on the same line, is this when we know that Musa Benedi got problem? When did we realize that Musa Benedi was dirty? When some of us were out here, when DeLon was referring to Musa Benedi as poor, some of us were out here and denouncing that. You all the same pastors were running around here talking about you saw vision. God told you how Black guy is going to be the next president. The same vision that some women in Liberia saw that made George we are the president today. Why are we so deceptive and so hypocritical? Simply because Martin Kula is now in DeLon's camp today. Now we have to say everything. And let me say this finally. Martin, you do not have to respond to anybody political statement or insult to you. If you don't want to respond, not because of your political alignment, we need to stop this nonsense. The country is literally dying on the George Weah leadership. And y'all don't see nothing to do. Some proclaimed pastors come out here and create more division. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take one more caller, and that caller will be our last caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Avi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My name is G. Daniel Gafler, Godson Daniel Gafler. I'm calling from Minneapolis. And AB, full disclosure, I'm a member of the Liberty Party USA chapter, as you may well be aware. Let me say good morning to Brother Martin Kula. AB, quite honestly, Mr. Kula is a big disappointment to our generation. It is sad. It is really sad that Mr. Kula, who has commanded a lot of respect from the young people of Liberia, from the University of Liberia to his entry in the government, to see him today to relegate all of those things that was perceived of him as being one of the very decent young men in our country that the young generation could look up to see him today throwing it out to the dogs. For whatever reason that cannot be equated to what he will lose in return is very sad. It's unfortunate that Mr. Kula has reduced himself to a notorious common career liar today for Beleke and other people. He's all over the place and he needs to gather his train of thoughts. Like one of the previous callers mentioned, if Mr. Kula was to sit down today with a lawyer and just sit down and listen to the tape, there are a lot of incriminating self-indictment that he's making. And he needs to sit down and think hard about this. For example, there is no logical coherence in the guy's argument. And this is very unfortunate. Kola tells you on one instance, people, DeLon and Yombly and other people are expelled from their position. I don't know if there's anything such as expulsion from position in the Liberty Party, that they are expelled from their position. Yet, Yombly and Musa, on the other hand, he admits that when they went to the Supreme Court, the Justice Institute, James Eto Wodokoli, dealt with them as chairman and political leader of the Liberty Party. Even in all of the cases before NEC and before the Supreme Court, the both men in the logical sense are still being recognized, duly recognized as the political leader and the chairman of the party. So if Yombly was expelled, quote unquote, expelled from her position as political leader of the party, How come, in what capacity did she go before Justice James Arthur Wodokoli and Musa Belete? In what capacity was she and Musa Belete asked by the chambers, I mean the justice in chambers to go and correct the document? That's one. Two, all along, Mr. Kula and the Belete's faction of the Democratic Party have argued face in the Liberian meeting that there was nothing wrong with, there was no tampering with the Democratic Party constitution. Not an iota, not even a letter, not an R was dotted or a T was crossed from what took place from Buchanan and then to Banga. Now, if all of those things, there were no alteration, there was no tampering, what then are they going to do? What are they inserting? What are they correcting if there was no mistake? Who Martin think he's talking to? Bunch of crazy people? Now, coming to the CPP before I just go. Martin made a very profound declaration, and I agree with him. Connecting the Liberty Party, he said it to the CPP, he said it. Now, there is no one party who can just go to the NEC and withdraw a document. No one party does that. There has to be a procedure set and laid down. Let's come to the CPP document. This document was submitted July 10, July 14. We see a different version with a notarized a page attached to it. Martin Kula, the ANC, Mr. Commit, and all of those in that camp have argued that they submitted the document to NET, and then later on they went to bed and sleep and saw a vision in their sleep, quote unquote, that the document was not notarized, so it was far mistaking it, in error. Then the ANC went back under Mr. Comey's leadership. They alone, not the secretary of the CPP, of consultation, went back, withdrew the document from NEC, carried and notarized it, and brought it back and deposited it. What were those? Where were those procedures? Why did NEC not check them? How come? With the Liberty Party, Yobli Kanga alone cannot withdraw the document because there are procedures. But how come with the CPP document, Cummings alone has a supernatural power that he can sit anywhere, anytime, and just withdraw the document, carry back. He said withdraw the document, carry back. If he talks about changes that were made, that the LP, ALP, and UP is circuit, granted, what are the meanings of those meetings where ALP, UP, and LP inserted that clause about the withdrawal clause with upcoming consent, but yet it still went there? Where are the meetings? Where was that meeting held? Who were the lawyers? Those I think Maggie should be telling us, but he come and sit there and tell bold-faced lie. How can a guy make a career all alone and suddenly and he's doing so well?
Thank you.
Musa Belete is definitely having a great impact on him. And he needs to think hard about this. Martin, you're destroying yourself. Thank you, Abraham, for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Martin will take you.
Yeah, Amy, I don't know. Messenger audio. So the fellow who just called.
He is
the fellow who just called.
He is Daniel Gavler. He is one of your party. He is one of the strong Liberty partisans. Liberty partisan and a official member of Liberty Party in the USA here. And he in a sense
so I think Daniel so I think Daniel already said that I think that he is crazy, but if he takes himself to be crazy, that is one exception. I didn't say it because once you are not supporting the person that people like Daniel support, then your thoughts are not coherent. You come on a show and you hold a remark that goes right back to why it's a shame on you, Daniel. You sit in America there and do nothing for the Liberty Party. As a SG, I don't even know about you or know of you. AB is claiming that you are a strong member. Who made you one when in fact you do nothing to contribute towards us but to tear the party apart? And if Daniel, if you say that you were crazy, then fine. At no point in time, have I ever said that said Yomli Kanga Lawrence was not a partisan of the Liberty Party. I'm not responsible for your limitation, Daniel. And I'm not responsible for you being a fanatic supporting somebody or to the extent that all your ear holes are all locked. My brother, when you guys sit in America, you listen to what happened here and think about this country more than selfishness. It's important, Daniel. You see, you use a lot of sarcastic remark, and which just shows you as a person, how you are and what you think. And then pastor say, I'm gonna waste my time on responding to somebody like why you. For me, I don't have a lot of time to respond to what I'm saying. Have a premeditated mind, and then come on the white show and use all kind of sarcastic or remark, and then follow you. The the Liberty Party constitution is clear. Yombly is expelled if that's what you want to hear. But any partisan can take a case up. Rights have been violated. Iman thought, I think Yombly took that case because she thought that their rights have been violated. And Daniel, if you are informed, you will know that all of the different issues, the court will hear somebody if they go and say that they have been injured. I'm not responsible for that limitation that you have. So Yombly had the right to go to the and you call Mr. Ability and a decent man. And you speak more or less of yourself and the person that you support. I know that you call an indecent man was the one that Senator Kanga rely on 100% to support our campaign. I can still remember the 110,000 campaign budget, 110 campaign budget. Some of you people sit down over there and just talk, not even knowing the detail about what happened here. And you are asking question and then answering it in your own way, in your own ego. You think somebody will get time behind you on that one? So, Daniel, Yombly has the right as a partisan. We did not expel position. We expelled Dara from his position. And the laws and the constitution that is annexed, the Justice Inchima told us she gave us 72 hours to bring back the document that we told her that we have corrected and that we were far. Now, alteration, Daniel, alteration is different from going to, when you say somebody alter this document, it connote or it connects negative picture. If you say or AB author or fraud this document is different from there is a mistake in the word document and let's correct it. Daniel, you are in America and you don't understand some of these simple things. I'm not responsible.
Okay. All right.
Husband, when you say that we change the constitution to our benefit, AB 1 minute. When you alter something, you change it to benefit you. So how does the change, those two changes that I talk about, Daniel, changes benefit me as Martin Kula or as well SG? How does it benefit me? How? The first one say the neck in consultation and collaboration, or with the neck. And the second one say the chairman shall act in the absence of the president. How does that benefit me? That you will say that we ought to document. And I know that you're a Boca supporter, but that's your business. That's a right that you have. You don't come and casting all kind of sarcastic or expression on support somebody, and you think that somebody should be forced and under obligation, so they must support your side. People like Daniel are those that are very dangerous in
all right,
the diaspora there, and who are having this thing. This have to stop.
Okay. Now we have Pastor Moye, and then we'll go to Martin Kula for you to be able to give her a parting statement. Pastor Mo, go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Before I go to my point, Mr. Kula did not answer my question on the 2 leak video. Thank you. I hope he can answer before he leave. And I enjoy him tonight, but he need to please answer the 2 questions on the 2 leak video. You know, I listened to Lofa Julius calling Pastor Charles Aku, referring to us, me, Pastor Mo, as a fake man of God. And I just text on your screen that I'm going to put him on blast and I will go to his show. For those that are listening, I hate to say this, but I will say this. Lofa Julius called me one early morning. He claimed that we are fake men of God. And I want to tell you how these people are sneaky when they are in problem and they come in public to make themselves look like they are perfect. Lofa Julius had a problem at his job. I was then living in Ohio. Lofa Julius called me 4:30 a.m. in the morning.
Pastor Mo, no, Pastor Mo, this is a show. This is a show. This is a show. I don't think this is where you're supposed to come and
no,
you
he
and
addressed us. He addressed us. Please, just give me 1 minute. He addressed us as fake men of God. He had a problem at his job, and he was about to lose his job. When he called my phone on Messenger, 4:30 in the morning, when I was lying down by my wife, and I did return his call, and he told me he was in tears. He was about to be prosecuted. And I told him to call me in 30 minutes. Let me say my prayer. After my prayer, I gave him my number. He called me in 30 minutes. And I did pray with him. And God did work the miracle for him to maintain his job. He was being processed to go to court. And God vindicated him. And today, because of politics, he can come here and call us fake men of God. And I told him to take it back. He better take it back. Because if he don't take it back, not every man of God you can take for granted. If you don't take it back, God will visit you. Okay. If you don't take it back, God will visit you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin Kula. It was nice having you here. It was nice. Our discussion was really, really tough, but it was interesting. So, let me hear your parting statement. How's you?
Yeah, so thank you, AB. Look, again, the pastor who just spoke last, Jesus Christ. I'm tolerant to all the other faiths. In my understanding, I didn't really think that Judas was referring what he was saying. I don't think referring directly to the pastor was anything good, but I know that Judas was generalizing, but they should be given to the other people, because the problem is that some of you pastors also support some of the political system in our country, and because somebody does not support, then you begin to pray all kind of prayer and then question our faith, question our integrity, question our decency. Some pastor does that. Unfortunately, pastor, that what happened, if you felt that Judas was talking to you directly, my understanding was that he was generalizing, because I have had some experiences also too from some people who come on Mr. Cummings. They begin to fraud our system and or say a whole lot of things, and because of their credibility as a title pastor person, and people begin to make statement that they will make, and this is dangerous, because you can't use your office or your title to divide us. And I think that what Judah meant, and I also begin to warn people out. You are a pastor. I think 2 or 3 of the calls, they were all from our pastor. None of you people came out and condemned people who call on this. Just cast whole lot of expression over me, knowing that they were doing it because they were supporting another side. You are men of God. You so call and say it is not fair for people to be, and that you are objective. But if you are a man of God, and because you support one side, then you come in and say, "Oh, I don't care about what's happening on the other side. I don't care about what the other people doing." But then I have problem with you too, because this Jesus and this God that that all of us said, and that you people are leading us in the service of this God to be a God not on one person's side. And what we are saying here is Liberia. If you claim that some of us are the problem, we are now saying that work together. You, on the contrary, who support Ambassador Boyka, saying let Ambassador Boyka leave. Why can't all of your mouth speak volumes of the multitudes of your heart? So for people that they mean good for our country, and when on the other side that they don't mean good, it's a serious issue. I think that look, we need to be the CPP. Maybe let me say this, and everybody in the world diaspora, especially those who support UP and who are claiming that we are the problem. The case in CPP has stand up bearer, and there is no primary, there is no competition. The case in CPP will end. The case in Lewate Party will end today. Once we get Yombi Kanga Lauren absolute power that she can sit down to a horse or a committee. Is that what we really want? Men of God, people in the diaspora, is that what we want? Even if we make Ambassador Boyka stand up bearer, is that what we want? Should we do this action? I think that it is not fair. I think that you people in the what diaspora, and you have so much influence on us in this country, so you should be able to do your best to be, or while you be telling your WhatsApp, make sure that Liberia comes first. It is against the backdrop that we are disclosing this information. They want to part the 2021 Constitution remains one of the it means that essentially the Supreme Court have said that I am the Secretary General and Dr. Musa Hassan Belete is the what chairman. That Mr. Belete has some kind of criminal record. You must check your own self. Because at the end of the day, people who you are supporting are people who knows the very truth. They think capability is taking a stand that support the law and the Liberian people. You talk about leak audio. So the leak audio concerning motorbike, it was not capability. People tell you, capability did nothing about leak audio concerning motorbike. One of the vice chairperson in Liberty Party who has his right to support anybody that he wants to support the party and not taking in order at that time choose to support Mr. Kumi. What's wrong with that? Someone said the Kanga said that she was supporting or Ambassador Boyka. It was okay with you. And we said that did not say that he was leading towards Ambassador Boyka. It was okay with you. So dishonest and deceitful people. It's wrong. Once it is the side that you are supporting, there is, okay. And then people want to bring some of us character into question. Look, maybe we have built a decent character in this country, and people should not think election. I am willing to sacrifice this resist. If it will mean that I will say the word true, I know the me. Maybe if the says that no, I get 2 high schools. Maybe people eat it. That's why they think that some are baking here, or we are begging people to pay our rent or more. No, schools here I get a bigger technical school here running in the district. You think I'm talking about somebody that would just, people should stop the kind of thing. Liberia is all that we have.
All right. Okay.
If Ambassador Boyka, and some coming now, but that's CPP holes.
Thank you.
So why encourage Ambassador Boyka to stay in the ones claiming that you love this country, knowing the fact that if Ambassador Boyka leaves, he will now win as a person. If Mr. Kumi leaves,
thank you.
Encourage Mr. Kumi to integrity. What you are demonstrating is not integrity because when Ambassador Boyka leaves, you suffer the Liberian people for another 12 years. For another 6 honor George Weah.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Anytime call upon me, and I hope that the internet is improved or next time they are not in this country. And AB, thank you. You have been doing very well with your show. I believe that this is what we need as an opposition community, so that our people can understand, irrespective of everything that will happen. We need to hold together, to get this monster out of our country.
Thank you. That was the voice of Martin Kula. I will now take Lofa Julius because he wants to make a salient point. I'm waiting for Lofa Julius now for him to call in so that I can be able to wrap up my show. Lofa Julius, if you are listening, this is the time for you to call. I will take Une Lofa Julius right now. Like I said, Lofa Julius, I will only take you right now. I will only take Lofa Julius. I'm sorry, but I'm only taking Lofa Julius. I'm sorry. Or let me place a call to Lofa. Let me place a call to Lofa Julius.
Hello?
Hello, it is Lofa Julius?
Yeah, AB.
Go ahead.
Are you still on the show?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, let me just address the self-proclaimed, and this time I will refer to him specifically, the self-proclaimed pastor of men of God. All right. Yes. Did I call you at one point? Yes. When I decided to open up, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me say, AB, hold on. Let me make clarity to his statement. Hold on one second, AB. Just hold on one second. I'm not gonna say anything other than what happened. Can I talk?
What?
Hello? Okay. So there's a self-proclaimed man of God want to make the case that, yes, I called him because he actually reached out to me initially seeking consultancy. He asked to help with his system, all right? And then afterwards, he asked me to help build his company's website. Well, after that, when I decided, I said to myself, I needed to get into consultancy and build my own business, which I run right now. I serve as a consultant for two major IT firms right now, ACL America and Conduent. When I spoke to him, I said, you know what, I have a permanent job right now, but I want to make a critical decision. But having to do this at this point in time, I don't know how early it's going to build. It's going to build up. So keep me in your prayer. That's exactly, check my record. My record is there. Talking about I was about to lose my job. I employed people. I gave people opportunity to get. That's why I call you a self-proclaimed man of God. That's exactly why I call you a self-proclaimed man of God. You know why? Because any real pastor would not have reacted the way you did. And yes, I have spoken to other people. I spoke to my pastor as well. All right. And when I'm upset with him, I tell him the truth. Talking about I call you to pray for my job. Right now, I can tell you to go on my job. Go on to all my references.
Okay.
Call my references and ask them.
Okay.
They would never tell you that Julius had any problem with it. But I thought that decision that I needed to make, I needed to think it through like anybody would do. You have to take risks in order to be successful. And that's why I made that decision. And when I called you, yes, like everybody else, okay, like Mr. Cummings, Pastor Cummings will tell you, you all called me out here asking for assistance. And that's what I said, keep me in your prayer. But if you are a self-proclaimed man of God, I will call you out. And like talk to Pastor Charles and ask him what I have done for him as well. Talking about I called you to pray for, I was about to lose my job. Lose my job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I made a decision to leave it. And you, Abby, you know what I have done. And you know my capability. I don't have to say nothing. I can tell you that for a fact. So go and look me up. Look up Julius. And it will tell you who I am and what I do.
Thank you.
So yes, I will again end up by calling you a self-proclaimed man of God.
Thank
you. Let me go back and go do some more consultancy.
You know, this country, this our Liberian people, That is the reason why we are here. We have called the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. And that is the reason why we are here and we'll always be here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be here tomorrow with different men as our guests. Who knows? Maybe Daniel Sando may be interesting for him to come on and be able to debunk everything that Martin Kula has said. But Martin Kula have made his points. He have made it his points. And he has left now with the Liberian people to take it or to leave it. Martin has made his brilliant points here. Whether it was brilliant or whether it was fishy, I have left with you all for you to determine that. See you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.